morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is good to be with you again. We're trusting that you had a good weekend and that you're ready to begin the work week full of life and full of energy and ready to go for some productivity. I am Alex Brown. It's good to be with you again. I'm joined in studio this morning by Nicole Williams-Wilson. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Alex. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
Nice. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
Likewise.
Good morning, Tobago. Again, it's always a pleasure to be with you all on Tobago Updates Morning Show. And this morning will be a very interesting one. So continue to stay locked in as we have some interesting conversations to start off our Monday and to start off our week. Yes?
Indeed. We want to say a very special welcome to those of you who joined us on YouTube, Facebook, AMPLIA, Digital Flow, and whatever other medium you choose to join us on. Good morning to you again and welcome. We head before we go further to our news in 90 seconds with Nicole.
Good morning again, and the news in 90 seconds starts now. THA requests $109 million for mid-year budget boost. Tobago business leaders demand long-term crime reduction measures over temporary crime fixes. And tutor honors an outstanding local educator. Your news in 90 seconds starts now for Monday, June 8, 2026. The Tobago House of Assembly is making a financial push ahead of the National Mid-Year Budget Review and its Budget Day debate. The Division of Finance confirmed to Tobago Updates its official supplemental funding request of $109 million. Finance Secretary Petal Ann Roberts stated that the injection is critical to start Scarborough Secondary School construction, pay Tobago teachers outstanding monies, and reinforce Assembly portfolios ahead of the upcoming Budget Day legislature debate. The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce Tobago Division President is sending a clear message to policymakers. They want sustainable safety, not temporary relief. Ahead of an announced SOE extension request carded for parliamentary debate on June 10th, the association argues that sporadic surges in police presence only offer fleeting comfort. Industry leaders are lobbying for permanent structural changes, including stabilized coastal surveillance, modernized legislative frameworks, and deep-rooted community policing to secure the island's economic future long after SOE operations wind down. Finally, excellence in education is taking center stage. The Tutor Tobago District officially honored veteran educator Winston James for his monumental contributions to the island's teaching fraternity. James was recognized by his peers for decades of dedicated service, classroom innovation, and unwavering advocacy for teachers' welfare. Colleagues and students alike have poured out congratulations, celebrating James as a true pillar of local academic community. Tune in at 6:30 p.m. for your full newscast. Thank you so much.
It's been a quite packed 90 seconds. But
yes, very packed.
I'm quite interested in the fact that Tutor has honored one of our educators.
Yes.
I think often we hear of how good a teacher was and how much of a contribution they made when they've passed.
So true.
And you know, it's really heartwarming to start the week with the news that we've honored one of our own.
So true.
And
I really, admonish the fact that we should give every individual their flowers while they are definitely still here to accept their flowers.
Accept them.
Yes.
That's really, really a critical thing. And so I'm trusting that even if these things don't happen with fanfare and all that, as individuals, we take the time when we see our past teachers, say hello, say a thank you, acknowledge the contributions that they've made to your life, and appreciate that whatever they contributed is impacting what you are now able to contribute to the society.
So true, so true.
We head on to our birthday celebrations. We always try to celebrate with those of you who celebrate your birthdays, so we're going to our celebration this morning. And first in our birthday celebration lineup is Talia Clark. We want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. Trust that as it begins a new work week, it begins a new year of productivity and success. We pray that you enjoy today and that your new year is filled with purpose and favor from Almighty God. Happy birthday to you. Next on our list is Paula Slater. Happy birthday to you, Paula. We wish you a beautiful day and a beautiful year, hoping that you'll spend today really enjoying the favor of God and that the new year begins today with peace and purpose and fulfillment. Next on the list is Prince Otley. A happy birthday to you. A very, very focused look in this picture. We hope that it begins a year full of focus. We hope that your day is going to be a day that's well spent and that your new year is one that you are going to enjoy. And finally, we say happy belated birthday to Darren Henry, also known as Pogo. We hope that you had a good birthday. We suspect it would have been sometime over the weekend, and we trust that the new year begins for you with favor and focus. Happy birthday to you. That brings us to the end of the line this morning for our birthday celebrations. For those of you who didn't make it on, we wish you also a happy birthday and hope that today is going to be one that you enjoy with the favor of God. We trust that those of you who have birthdays upcoming, either you or somebody close to you will send us your details so that we can join in celebrating your birthdays with you. Remember that birthdays are good for you. The more of them you have, the longer you live. Nicole, what's on the lineup for this morning? What are we going to do this morning?
Oh my gosh, Alex, it's pack morning. Yes.
Wow.
So
we starting Monday packed?
Yes. We're starting Monday packed. Okay. Though the weekend may be one that, may be a bit, was a bit sobering. But this week we want to start off the weekend strong. The week strong.
Nicole, that sound like plenty work this morning.
Right? So I have the morning rundown for you. In studio this morning, we would be having an interview with none other than Jesse Taylor, no stranger to the Tobago space, a cultural officer. And he is going to be talking to us about Ready, Set, Go for Charting a Legacy 2026, followed by Acting Inspector Sterling of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And she's going to be having a discussion as it relates to addressing gang violence. And to wrap up our discussion this morning, Alex and Tobago viewers, we have none other than Kimari Richardson. And if you know this individual, you know that she's one of excellence. Yes, founder of the ACE Academy. And she's here to talk about It Takes a Village initiative. Yes.
All right. And our producers are telling us that up next, we talk with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Right.
So we encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to stay with us. We take a short break. Remember during the break to share the live,
Share the live.
We'll be right
Always.
back.
Just share the live.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
Yeah. Looking for office attire or worship apparel, then come to Tia's Classic Closet. Shopping for casual clothing or just want to dress down. Big discount, so it's you on clothing and comfortable shoes. Get some wonderful accessories to match your attire. Come to Tia's Classic Closet at 39 Montgomery Road. Opening hours daily from 9:30 to 5:30. For more information, call 710-168-9999.
Early prostate cancer has absolutely no signs or symptoms, and that's why we strongly push the men once a year, get out there and get screened with a digital rectal examination and a PSA, prostate-specific antigen, a blood test. Any PSA above 4 is abnormal. All men, once they hit 40 years of age, go and have that PSA test done.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true.
Oh gosh, Tobago updates. On your screen, there we go. You're home for October, carnival show. From the big stage shine to the valley road line. We bring Tobago to the world in real time.
Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag. Anywhere you're there.
Anywhere.
Island love, trimming all around you.
Yeah.
Picking long on for the rhythm start.
Tobago updates, Caribbean art.
Covent Gardener live in Sold Out on Saturday 6th June at the Magdalena Grand in Tobago and Sunday 7th at Napa Port, Spain. Save.
Make your goals a reality this season with Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Tobago's choice, we got you smiling. Come and feel that mid-year feeling, oh yeah. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice. You know, every loan wants approved, more reasons to celebrate. Chance to win big, doesn't that feel great? Up to $3,500 in exciting gift certificates. Share investment starts as low as $2,500. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans. Let your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice, you know.
Step out of my dreams to my real life. 'Cause girl, I wanna know you feel like, yeah. Come closer to me, let the stars align, yeah. In the middle of the night, you bring the sunshine. Miss Lady, she have a pot on the fire, burn a flame when she cooking.
And I have never, ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday. Here now, talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I popped the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread, boom, hops, boom, coconut tart, boom, jam tart, and boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let me hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock, we only sell on Tuesdays.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu day one time. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back, viewers. This morning joining us in set is no stranger to Tobago, none other than Acting Inspector Kathleen Sterling of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and she's here to talk about a very interesting topic. But before she even dive into that topic, we want to have the crime watch as it relates to what is happening in the Tobago space as it relates to crime. Good morning, Ms. Sterling.
Hi, good morning to my host.
Good morning,
good morning to the listening public viewers. This morning we'll do the normal crime updates. So within the Tobago space, we're seeing a decrease in our woundings and shootings, and that's a plus for Tobago. We're seeing an increase in larceny, which means persons are just leaving their items carelessly. We're leaving our brush cutters outside, we're leaving our doors unlocked, we're leaving our windows open, and we're having a lot of larceny. So, we're asking persons to secure their items, secure their household, secure your valuable stuff, all right? Also, we're seeing for the year, we have 6 murders. Compared to the corresponding period, we have an increase. But however, we have 2 of those murders solved, and we are actively working on the other 4 to bring fruition to these murders. So our break-ins, that's a problem throughout the entire division, Tobago division, from Shallowville to Crown Point, right? And this goes with saying that, you know, we have to reinforce our homes even more. We got to put in cameras so that we could aid the police and help burglars to stay away from our homes. So we asking persons to, you know, help the police to help you secure your homes and your valuables. And that's what we're happening within the crime in terms of the police, Tobago Police Division.
I just want to ask a question based on the update that you've given. When the police says that we've solved the crime, what does that mean?
Person was charged and brought before the court.
Okay.
So the crime was solved.
Right. The reason I ask is that for many of us in the public, the solution comes only when somebody is made to pay.
Yes.
But you have done your part in terms of bringing somebody before the court to answer for a crime. And that, as far as the police service is concerned, is the solution.
Yes, that's part. Well, I wouldn't say as far as the police is concerned, because we still have to go to the court and give evidence so that the matter could the matter could be tried before a court of law. So we're not actually, that's the end of it. At the end of it is in the magistrate or the high court when the judge or the magistrate makes their decision.
Okay, but in that may be considered a level 1 solution, is that you've arrested, charged somebody and you brought them before the court?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We're talking this morning specifically about gang violence and gang activity in Tobago. What has that been like over the last probably 5 years or so? What can you tell us about gang activity in Tobago?
Well, before we get to Tobago, we look at gang activity, Trinidad and Tobago. So we see there have been an increase in gang activity in Trinidad and Tobago because we are one. However, in Tobago, we cannot say that we have a huge amount of gang activity. We have fragments of gang activities in Tobago. However, we're not having a lot of gang crimes as it relates to Trinidad, where we see there's really an increase in gang violence in Trinidad. Recently, you know, they talk about gang truce in Trinidad. And, you know, we cannot just take it as face value that we have a gang truce, because this could mean persons coming together, looking for rivalry and others to do what they have to do. We are not saying that there is no truth to it, but we have to be cautious about these gang truths that we're speaking about. So in that, the police, you know, have to be cautious. We have to go with intelligence-led policing. We have to be we have to know what is on the ground so that we could secure people and protect people's lives and property. Yeah? So in Tobago, we don't have a lot of gang activity, but you know, there's a saying that when your neighbor house is on fire, you wet yours. So what we do in Tobago, we are proactive. So we look at, we want to share with the public the signs of gang activity, persons who are involved in gang, and what parents should look for, and how we could remedy these situations.
We're looking at a situation where there's not necessarily cohesive gang units on the island, but there's the threat or the risk of what I would call transplants, because one of the things that we've heard often is that people who have run afoul of the law in Trinidad hide out in Tobago. And then there's also the issue of, and I don't think this is unique to Trinidad and Tobago, the issue of recruitment. And if you look at what has happened over the last few years, you'd have the suspicion at least that there's some level of recruitment taking place. But you mentioned signs of related activity. What are some of those that we can look for that may suggest that there's something afoot?
Okay, so we're looking at our children and parents, you know, we see our children start just in a particular way, a particular color, a particular pants, jerseys, and these are clothes that you see they're wearing often, right? That should raise a flag. We're looking at persons have tattoos. So, you know, we have in Trinidad, we have the 7 gang, the 8 gang. So, you know, you see the signs, the tattoo signs on the body parts. So these are signs we have to look at. And when we look at these signs, these are things we start having conversation. We see in our phones, we notice our children phone activity increase and they hide in to use their phone. So you see they locking their phones from parents and others. So that is the next sign that we should look out for. We should always know where our children are. Late nights, you see they disappearing or they're not at home. So you need to be concerned when you see these signs are happening and take proactive measures, right? Because we have, as you say, displacement crimes, and not because it is in Trinidad, it would not be in Tobago. So we have to look at it coming to Tobago, and there are a lot of persons who, when they commit offenses in Trinidad, they come to Tobago, and as we say, our children, we should know our children friends, because we have someone come from Trinidad, we don't know what activity they were involved in Trinidad and why they are in Tobago, but our children make friends with these persons, especially the older ones. So our kids, we have our boy child or girl child at 10, 11, 12-year-old, but however, they're friends 16, 17, 18-year-old. So these are signs that we should look at in terms of gang violence.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ms. Sterling, because that was a very interesting question, one that I had on my mind, because as a teacher, as a parent, you know, what do we specifically look for as it relates to, you know, that whole idea of gang violence and, you know, persons aligned with a gang. So I really appreciate that response. Tell me, as it relates to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, what strategies are in place as it relates to, you know, combat this gang violence? More so like in schools, yeah, because, you know, we have to safeguard our future leaders, our future students. How was the TTPS?
So what we as the TTPS do, we go into schools and we have lectures, we have role playing with students. So what we advocate for schools who realize that, you know, they're seeing children involved or having tendencies of involving in gang violence. So reach out to the TTPS so we can have educational programs so that we could try and reach these children.
Inspector Sterling, there's something that, while I understand its development, it's a little bit troubling for me. Because even in the crime updates, you were sharing the idea that there's a greater responsibility that is now that of the average citizen. And while I understand its development, it's a little bit troubling because it suggests to me that I have a greater role to play in a fight against crime. But it may put me in a position where I am a little more vulnerable than I may want to be. And from the perspective that I may, you know, there's the see something, say something. But if I see, I may have also been seen. And if something is said, it doesn't take much to determine who might have said.
So true.
How do we approach the population in terms of their involvement in the crime fight, as simple as reporting of something that is irregular may seem? How do we inspire that confidence? We've had so many reports in the past of people making reports to the police, and somehow the report is made against me and I know is Nicole make the report. How do we inspire the confidence of the average citizen to continue to report things that they may have seen to the police, and to even do a little more than that if we think that that may be required of us?
So one of that exact point is one of the problems we have with gang violence. Persons are afraid of coming and give information to the police. They call a code of silence, right? But however, you know, it is always bandied around that, you know, persons are afraid to give the police information because persons' information is leaked to the bandits or other persons that John Brown gave us this information. But however, you know, we have so many avenues that we could give information that is anonymous. We have the 888, we have 999. These are numbers that you could call and give information. And you brought up this topic. You must know within the TTPS one person that you know that you could give that information to and it would not get elsewhere. So as you said, you know me well. So you could call Miss Sterling, I have this information, and you know that that would be safe. Yes, we have the problem that, you know, persons will tell persons and it will get elsewhere. So when you call the normal station line and, you know, you don't know who you're speaking to and you give that information. Also, if you call and you give information, you don't have to give your name because we are not seeing a face. You give your information and anonymously. So there are avenues that we could give information to the police, and, you know, we want to encourage that. We don't want persons to go away thinking, I give the police information and the police will talk. Then we wouldn't solve crime because the police alone cannot do it. We need the help of the citizens, right? And then when we think about our children and our future generations, are we going to sit down and say, well, I am not giving any information because I am afraid that Miss Sterling called my name? What are we leaving for our children? What legacy are we leaving? Are we telling them this is where we should go or this is what must continue? So we must find an avenue to give that information anonymously, and there are avenues available to do that.
Ms. Sterling, I really want to say thank you because the conversation is one that is really and truly interesting, very enlightening, and I know it's really enlightening to our viewers as well. As we continue the conversation, tell me, as it relates to gang-related activities, and I know that you say the TTPS does what it has to do, but do you all work with other agencies or stakeholders to ensure that things are put in place so that it doesn't reach our children, especially, you know, here in Tobago? And not only that, we know that it takes a village to raise a child. Yes? So tell us.
Yes, the TTPS, we are willing to work with anyone or any organization to help to curb gang violence. But also the TTPS alone cannot do it. So we need the help of the whole society. We have the community, as you say, a community raise a child. We have the community-based programs within the community should look at our needs, our children's needs, because we have a lot of, for instance, we have a lot of parents who, you know, they work all hours and there is no supervision of these children. Can a community come together and look at this and say, well, we could assist in this vein? You know, supervision for kids while parents are at work. So we have some classes, extra classes, maybe cooking classes, reading classes, after school classes to engage these children so that they would not be out on the streets and getting themselves involved in gang. Because, you know, gang is about providing that sense of belonging to these youths. And if there is nothing for them, they would find something to get involved in. And some of these gangs, they actually curse in them. They actually, you know, we look at and say, these children, all they want is to be in gangs and they don't want to work. But when you look, that gangs are actually going on the football fields. And they're telling you have to join. They don't have a choice. So if we put systems in place for our young people and our youths, we could help them to desist from going into joining gangs. But we as a society must play a role along with parents, teachers. Each and every one of us has to play a role.
And you know, as you continue the conversation, one thing that really popped up while you were talking is the Police Youth Club. And I know that the Police Youth Club really do an excellent job as it relates to all the things that you are definitely mentioning here.
Yeah, Tobago, we have some active police youth
very
club.
active.
We have Roxborough Police Youth.
Correct.
We have Charlottesville Police Youth Club. We have Mason Hall Police Youth Club. And these clubs are really doing fine. Mount St. George. And there are some on the horizon to come, because as the community ask for the needs, we look at the needs and we try to open clubs so that we could fulfill those needs. But you know, we're advocating for parents to show an interest in your child upbringing. You know your children, friends, know who they're hanging out with. You know, so that we all could work together to eliminate gang violence in the Tobago space.
And we want to go back to the idea of the confidence of the public in the police service in this regard. Last Friday, the Commissioner of Police was in Tobago, and there was the launch of what we were told is called Active Directed Grid Patrol. Tell us, or give us some kind of understanding of how that is supposed to work, and help us understand how it impacts in the fight against crime, and particularly gang violence.
So I don't want to go too much into it, but as you said, the active directive grid patrols. So it is more technology based. So we'll be looking at areas. We talk about the highways. So because it's not about crime, you realize we're having a lot of fatal RTAs and accidents, serious RTAs on the roadway. So we'll be having patrols on the highway that pay attention to specific areas on the highway. And those patrols will not only be given tickets, and also be searching vehicles, because you know we have a lot of firearms on the island, and firearms don't walk. They on their own, they are in vehicles. So you know it will be a two-way approach. The traffic offenses, and we also be searching for firearms and wanted persons. However, within the community, what we will have is what we call geo-mapping, right? So we're looking at areas that the crime is most high. So where we have the most break-ins, where we may have the most shootings, and we map these areas and we put patrols within these areas, so we could able to reach the people, get information, and citizens seeing the police actually patrolling. Now this is the link with our command center, operational center, where the technology would take place. You know, we have like face recognition. These are the software that we'll be using with this strategy initiative, right? So that is basically what it is about.
And I suspect, of course, that a more active police presence should play a role, at least in the suppression, so that people feel less comfortable to want to be involved in gangs. People would be less comfortable to drive unlawfully, all this stuff, because there's a greater visible presence, because sometimes the police there, but you can't see them. But if you can see, then you're less likely to want to become involved in these activities.
Exactly, and we'll be communicating more with the citizens. They'll make it even easier to give us information, because they're seeing us as a partner out there trying to solve crime.
Inspector Sterling, I want to thank you so much for coming and for talking with us. We trust that as you proceed, that you're going to really find success, and we encourage the society to partner and to do their part, to contribute, to support the police wherever that's possible, to make sure that together we stem active gang violence on the island.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sterling. Yes, it was indeed a pleasure. Very insightful conversation, and I know it's one that our Tobago viewers would definitely take to heart. Thank you again.
Okay, thank you all for having me.
It was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. We take a short break now. Remember, during the break, to share the live,
share the live, share the live.
My name is Carpage. I'm the head coach of St. Jago High School boys track and field team.
My name is Joseph Small. I am the head coach of the girls female program. Preparing an athlete is not just running on the track. You have the mental aspect, you have the nutrition aspect, and you have the support and the motivation. So there's a lot of factors that we have to look into, and we have to try to see how best we can deal with them as best as possible.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Looking for office attire or worship apparel, then come to Tia's Classic Closet. Shopping for casual clothing or just want to dress down. Big discount, so it's you on clothing and comfortable shoes. Get some wonderful accessories to match your attire. Come to Tia's Classic Closet at 39 Montgomery Road. Opening hours daily from 9:30 to 5:30. For more information, call 710-168-99999.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chill vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month with Caribbean Passport TV on this station.
Stay tuned for what's coming next.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
Make your goals a reality this season with Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Tobago's choice, we got you smiling. Come and feel that mid-year feeling, oh yeah. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice. You know, every loan wants to prove more reasons to celebrate. Chance to win big, doesn't that feel great? Up to $3,500 in exciting gift certificates. Share investment starts as low as $2,500. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans. Let your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice, you know.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
And I have never, ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday and talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I pop the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread. Boom, hops. Boom, coconut tart. Boom, jam tart. And boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let we hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock, we only sell on Tuesdays.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu they one time. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. We continue our discussions this morning, and we want to talk, Nicole, for a little bit between segments. We just had an interesting conversation with the police. We saw over the weekend the government announcing its intent to extend the state of emergency, and of course this is fueled by their own assessments of the state of crime in the country. A pretty worrisome thing when a government seems to be of the opinion that this is the way that we are going to have to manage a country. It tells us that as a people we have gone a long way from where we are today.
Far, long way. long
It
way.
worries me as well that a government finds this to be its only option. And I'm saying this on two fronts, because this didn't start with this particular government.
No.
Right. So it tells that somewhere underlying there's something that sort of legitimizes what is happening. But it also tells me that the promise you made of fixing it ain't coming true, because this is extension on number 3 we're going for.
Yeah, extension.
So that there's something that is fundamentally wrong with our approach to crime. And if you ask me, from my very personal opinion, is that too many of the people who are supposed to be involved in the suppressing of crime are actually involved in crime. And I'm not saying that with any apology, because we've seen over the past few years too many of our law enforcement officers, too many of our public officers at senior level being charged with criminal activity of one kind or another and being brought before the court. Our society is going down a very, very slippery slope.
Yes.
And it worries me a great deal.
Yeah, very, very, very worrying state. And for me, Alex, is really, my weekend was going really excellent. Yeah.
Until?
Yes, until yesterday with the, the death of, let me call her by name, Mercedes. That just took me in a whole, downhill spiral, because of the fact that we have to safeguard our children. Yes, it is one thing for, we understand that society, and persons have to do what they have to do. But our nation's children is one that we really, really have to safeguard. And for me, I am thinking it's too much at this stage. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we barely recovered from the accidental. I want to start by Angelica Jogi.
Right.
That unfortunate incident at Pigeon Point. Then we found baby Angelo.
Yeah.
Well,
before
missing.
that we had other.
And so there seems to be this new penchant we have in the society for taking the lives of children, and I don't understand.
Yeah.
Something is fundamentally wrong in our society.
Yeah. I think as a nation we need to, stand firm and get back to the foundation. And for me, the foundation is always prayer. Yeah. So we need to get back to that foundation, because clearly we could see that something is very, very evidently wrong. Yeah.
It's troublesome. I remember when there's a time when I could send my child, go take a taxi and go here and go take a taxi and me. And so the parent who doesn't own a vehicle, or whose work schedule, for example, if mother and father, mother is police, father is doctor, that kind of combination where sometimes the job by its nature extends your time. And unfortunately, we use as examples those who kind of in the middle to upper bracket earners in the society. Those who earn less and may have to work extended hours, not because they want to, but that is how they can make ends meet. They find themselves kind of hamstrung, because I remember I used to tell my child, well, walk to the library, and that he used to enjoy that. No, he doesn't seem that you can do that kind of thing. And it's really worrisome that our society is no longer a safe place for children. And we're doing ourselves a disservice, whether we realize it or not. We're doing ourselves a disservice, because in the long run, when we get old and are unable to take care of ourselves, the people who would have been in a position to take care of us, we took them out.
Yes.
So we're going to end up in a place where we are going to suffer in the long run. And we really need to make some changes.
And that is why I'm really looking forward to our next guest and having that conversation with regards to It Takes a Village initiative. Yes. Because, really and truly it takes a village.
Yeah, and we all have to see ourselves as part of the village. However the village is constructed, we have to be part of the village.
And I don't want persons to think village as your community or where you live. Village is everybody. Teachers, the person that you would meet on the street, even I myself, if I see a student on the street, not even belonging to my institution, I would ask them, you okay? You have transportation money, something along the line, so that you look out for other persons. And for me, that is really important, especially at this stage that we are at.
There's another part of the village that we have to consider sometimes. I mean, it's something that has become commonplace. Parents don't have to go to school, pick up the children and bring them back to work.
Correct.
When somebody else's child is in the workspace, that becomes for those moments the village. And everybody has to see that child as their child and look out for the well-being of the child, and not try to take advantage of the child's innocence or weakness. Nor do we say, well, that's not my child and not my business.
Yeah.
We really all have to be part of the village.
So true.
So as we start that discussion, we take a break, and then our guest will join us and we continue the discussion. It takes a village. Stay with us.
Continue to share the live.
Please do share the live.
My name is Carpage. I'm the head coach of St. Jago High School boys track and field team.
My name is Joseph Small. I am the head coach of the girls female program. Preparing an athlete is not just running on the track. You have the mental aspect, you have the nutrition aspect, and you have the support and the motivation. So there's a lot of factors that we have to look into, and we have to try to see how best we can deal with them as best as possible.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Thank you for staying with us, viewers. As promised, we're talking It Takes a Village, and we're talking with Kimari Richardson Thomas. She's joining us virtually, founder of the ACE Academy, to tell us about their initiative, It Takes a Village. Good morning to you and welcome. Ms. Richardson Thomas, can you hear us? Right, because we seem to be having some bit of a challenge with the connection with Mrs. Richardson Thomas. We go back to a short break and we'll try to get that sorted out, and we'll join you again shortly.
Looking for office attire or worship apparel, then come to Tia's Classic Closet. Shopping for casual clothing or just want to dress down. Big discount, so it's you on clothing and comfortable shoes. Get some wonderful accessories to match your attire. Come to Tia's Classic Closet at 39 Montgomery Road. Opening hours daily from 9:30 to 5:30. For more information, call 710-168-99999.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chill vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month with Caribbean Passport TV on this station.
Stay tuned for what's coming next.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Thank you for staying with us, viewers. We hopefully have gotten that technical matter sorted out. As we were saying before, we're talking with Kimari Richardson Thomas, founder of the ACE Academy. We're talking It Takes a Village initiative. Good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning. Are you hearing me now?
Yes,
Loud
we are
and
hearing
clear.
you now. It is good to have you with us again, albeit virtually. How have things been since our last discussion and the introduction of this It Takes a Village initiative?
It has been an interesting roller coaster. I think that's the best way that I can describe it, as an interesting roller coaster. The support from teachers, from parents, from children, students, and even non-educational personnel, the support has been extremely phenomenal. In fact, we had our final session last night, because this week, tomorrow, in fact, will be the very last day for exams for the children.
All right. So we've done all that we could possibly do in preparing the children for the exams. What's next for the academy and what is now involved in this It Takes a Village initiative?
Mm-hmm. Now, I need to add that while I am affiliated with the Academy of Creative English, this initiative was not an ACE initiative. I want to indicate that this was a Tobago initiative, not an Academy of Creative English. It was a Tobago initiative, Tobago teachers, Tobago parents, Tobago support. And we also had, because information, good information could leak. So we had persons coming in from the wider Caribbean. Up to last night, we had a teacher and some students from the Cayman Islands. But in terms of what is next, what it is I'm working towards as we get to the end of this cycle, this first cycle, we are looking at putting together a committee, a team, so that we can begin to plan for next year. So we want to be able to incorporate some face-to-face study sessions along with the virtual.
All right. So we've seen the village grow. So it started as a Tobago initiative, and we must commend every Tobago, not only teacher, but every Tobagonian who has been involved in the initiative. And we must, of course, say thanks to all the others from across the Caribbean who joined and contributed. Even though your contribution was being a student involved in the initiative, we want to say thank you. So our next step is trying to put together a team that's going to chart next year's installation, as it will, of It Takes a Village. How do people become part of this team?
They can call, volunteer, because the idea behind It Takes a Village really involves including all aspects of our community, all aspects of the village. And this also involves, especially when we talk about doing the face-to-face components next year, community police. I need to reach out to community development, because it will include utilizing some of our multipurpose centers throughout the island, so that students aren't restricted to one location to come and study. The reality is many children cannot study at home. That's the reality. And it's not a fault of the family or the parent per se. That's just the home dynamics. And they're not able to really focus at home sometimes. And a change of environment. I had the best of resources at home when I was a student, and even when I was at university, but I never liked to stay in my dorm or stay home to study, because I needed a different environment. It was important for me to have environment. And I saw how that worked for me. And I want to be able to see if we can also do that for students in Tobago. Give them a different environment that is conducive to studying, and to reach out to the wider community and public sponsor, private sponsors, and anyone else who is interested in seeing Tobago students. And I'm stressing Tobago. I'll keep stressing Tobago. It's not that it's going to restrict anyone else from anywhere else in the region, but I've observed that our children are brilliant. But what they need is additional support to help build their confidence. And anyone who may be interested in doing this so that we can get our children to see their own potential here in Tobago, we want you to come, join us, come on board, because we are preparing for CSEC 2027, and that preparation begins this week.
All right, we have the flyer on
Yes.
screen so that viewers could have seen all the contact information. So we're encouraging you, take note of the information and contribute. Even if you don't think you can teach, but you can lend support in additional ways, please feel free to become part of this initiative.
Ms. Richardson and the team, I really, really want to say a heartfelt congratulations and thank you to you all, because it is something not only that, we are seeing that students really and truly benefit. In fact, my son would have benefited from It Takes a Village initiative.
Somebody has supposed to
Yes,
experience.
yes. So I am really, really, really thankful for the initiative. Just quickly, because I know about the initiative, I know what would have been transpiring in the Tobago space. But if there is a viewer who locked on for the very first time, just briefly, quickly tell us what the initiative would have entailed.
Take the Village brought together teachers and educators, and I say educators as well because we also had curriculum officers who gave of their time. So educators who are specialists in the respective subject areas, they came on board online through the support of the Tobago Information Technology Limited with Mr. Ian Williams, and I really want to thank him, as well as one of his members of staff, Miss Frank, and they supported us with the technical support, Zoom. We used Zoom, and at different days, different times, we would send out the information, and all students had to do was to log on and engage. Log on and engage, because it was not necessarily a teaching session, but revision sessions with teachers who are experts in those subject areas. They were able to go through past paper questions and have discussions and really prepare for the exams in a structured manner to help give them the confidence to, what I like to say, to attack the paper. And that is what we were doing with It Takes a Village.
Yes, a really, really excellent initiative. I really have to say thank you again. Yes, thank you to everyone that would have contributed to this, very insightful initiative. It's very innovative because, as you mentioned, not everyone have that knack of being able to study. Yes, in fact, some students really ask me, Miss, how do I go about studying? You wouldn't believe something that may have been, a little bit easier for us growing up. They definitely just do not know. And I saw persons sat behind the computer. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, because we ended up with a total of about 15 teachers with 23 subjects being run across during the period, and we had about 5 weeks. And I remembered in the first interview when I was asked, don't you think it's too late to start? And I say that it's never too late to start something that is good. Once it is good, it is never too late to start, because we can see the growth. I just needed to plug that in.
No, I really like that way how you ended, because I always say at times we don't have time, but we still have time. Yes? So we saw that even though persons may think that we didn't have time, there was enough time to make an impact. We really want to say thank you. Thank you, Ms. Richardson, for this initiative, and also thank you to each and every person who would have contributed to make this It Takes a Village initiative very, very much successful. And we are really and truly looking forward to 2027, where we're going to be coming out bigger, better, more persons jumping on board. I am declaring that we're going to be getting sponsorships, so that this initiative would meet students from the east right up to the west. Yes, so we say thank you again and continued blessings over your life and even over your academy. Yes, continue to have a really blessed day and stay safe.
Thank you.
Alex,
well, viewers,
over to
that's
you.
where we this morning we've had a very tight morning.
Yes, very packed.
But one that was very, very informative, and we trust that as the day progresses, you are going to stay with us for the latest of information here on Tobago Updates. That's where we leave you this morning. Stay tuned. GMT is up next, and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. Continue a blessed day, Tobago.
Tobago Carnival 2026, and we are here at the Pigeon Point Heritage Park as we take you through the activities of the evening and what you can look forward to for Tobago Carnival come October 2026. Come along for the journey with us.
More time to promote, more time to get people, when you come to the local tourism, to get the people from the Caribbean region to be a part of the Tobago Carnival. But that we're celebrating 5 years, significant.
I think it is extremely common thinking. I like the idea of it being this early. At least there's a lot more planning behind it, and the awareness I think is going to reach out. So I think it's a good.
It's very interactive, and the booths are very informative. Colorful, you get the feeling. Very nice. I love it.
I am real excited for what's about to happen here in Tobago for Tobago Carnival. Since inception, this is the 5th year. Right? Since inception, the vibes have been immaculate, but just growing. See what's going on here now, to know what's going to be coming this year. It's just excitement, it's just love. I'm so excited for what's about to happen.
The launch really starts to roll out and everything else to come. So we still have activations in the US, in the region, in Trinidad, and across the streets. So I expect to see a lot more coming out from Tobago festivals and Tobago Carnival. Our title is definitely going to be remaining. It's one of our strongest products. It's our investment into the local young artists, the local culture, and building the sound of Tobago.
So we've taken you through the activities that are happening for the entire evening, and we're about to take you stateside for the electrifying stage show. And this is just a glimpse of what's to come for Tobago Carnival 2026. We now take you stateside.
I would never be so selfish. I'd be a joke. Last time we had, just the way you kill me back up.
Tobago, stop get mad if you come from a Rima, Maturita, Santa Rosa, Dongaroka, Dongimova, Hisawa, Soparia. Why? I don't know if it was a vibes when West people live from. I will be out on the road. Out on the road I will be. Out on the road. Out on the road I will be.
And this is it for the launch of Tobago Carnival 2026.
Tobago Carnival. Tobago Carnival.
Tobago Carnival.
Much, mass, and music.
Deal with it.
Tobago Carnival 2026.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. The Tobago House of Assembly is making a financial push ahead of the national mid-year budget review and its budget day debate. The Division of Finance confirmed to Tobago Updates its official supplemental funding request of $109 million. Finance Secretary Petalon Roberts stated that the injection is critical to start the Scarborough secondary construction, pay Tobago teachers outstanding monies, and reinforce assembly portfolios ahead of the upcoming budget day legislature debate. Additionally, Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce's Tobago's Division's president is sending a clear message to policymakers. They want sustainable safety, not temporary relief, ahead of an announcement of the SOE extension request carried for parliamentary debate on June the 10th. The association argues that sporadic surges in police presence only offer fleeting comfort. Industry leaders and lobbying for permanent structural changes, including stabilized coastal surveillance, modernized legislative frameworks, and deep-rooted community policing to secure the island's economic future long after the SOE operation has winded up, is the direction that the Chamber is expecting the government to go. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our news in 90 seconds. This morning we continue our conversations, and we are chatting this morning virtually with a team that would be talking briefly about Trinidad and Tobago seamen education. This morning I'm chatting online with Mr. David Stanley McLeod, who is the founder and president of the association, in addition to Mr. Abu Bakr Mohammed, who is the PRO. The Trinidad and Tobago Seamen Education Employment Association contractors would be giving us a brief overview this morning. Good morning, team, and welcome. Excellent. Tell us a bit about the organization. When we think about the Trinidad and Tobago Seamen Education, why is this important for persons to really understand at this time? Are we having a bit of a technical issue hearing you at this time? We are hoping that our producers can get that fixed. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Make your goals a reality this season with Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Tobago's choice, we got you smiling. Come and feel that mid-year feeling, oh yeah. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice. You know, every loan wants to prove more reasons to celebrate. Chance to win big, doesn't that feel great? Up to $3,500 in exciting gift certificates. Share investment starts as low as $2,500. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, let your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice, you know.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago.
Good morning and welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with the Trinidad and Tobago Seamen Education Association. This morning we are joined by Mr. David Stanley McLeod, who is the founder and president. Good morning and welcome back. Are you able to hear us?
Mr. McLeod, this is Abu Muhammad.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Mohammed. I know that this morning you will also be joined by the founder, Mr. Stanley McLeod. Well, tell us a bit about the organization for persons who are unaware of exactly what you guys do.
Well, to begin with, morning to Trinidad and Tobago. And we were all seafarers belonging to the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Trade Union. But over the years, certain things was declining, and Mr. Stanley McLeod got together with the guys from the Carenage area who were also seafarers, and he formed this group, TSEC, to see that the youths in the area, or the Trinidad and Tobago Sea nationals, can be employed as we were on vessels belonging to like Alco, Alcan, and before they had the dry docks where ships used to be coming to get repairs and so on. So it had a lot of employment. But over the years, things declined. And apparently, the government, I'm not blaming anyone, but we have a lot of ships and vessels taking cargo in and out of Trinidad. And a lot of the seafarers are not getting, or the youths are not getting the opportunity to get employment. So the group was formed in a sense like to bring the youths together, seek employment, and hopefully get them off the streets where the crime will be reduced. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we had Alco in the Camarage or Chagaramas area. We had Alcan and the Caribbean dry docks. These places used to be operating 24/7. So a lot of people were employed from all over Trinidad. And most of them are actually down to nothing now. And the crime rate is going up. So it left us in the thing to try to reach out to the government to see, well, what they would be looking at in relation to if we could transform some of the youths who is actually going into crime to help that situation where like feeding a family or building a future, or as you may say, and see if things would be different in the land of Trinidad and Tobago.
Understood. And tell us a bit about the community impact aspect of the work that you guys are doing currently.
Come again?
Tell us a bit about the community impact aspect of the work that you guys are doing currently, particularly for the guys in those high-risk areas.
Well, you see, when you look at the starting point of someone's life is very important. Now, we came from sort of humble beginning, it was poor, and we had to look for some sustenance. Some of these guys from school, they are actually involved in whatever. So when they are out of school now, most of the time they just continue with the lifestyle that they really think. So our group is not actually growing as we would like it to be. But, if we get some assistance from like maybe authorities that we could see, because like building a house, everything starts from the foundation. And if you can get certain things that is right in the foundation, the building would be actually perfect. But if things going haywire from foundation, you find when the building is going up or the community is building, you will find all these kind of shakiness or things that you need to break away from or to break down to get back fixed again in a certain timing and these kind of things. Yeah?
Understood. And what type of assistance is the organization looking for at this time? And if persons are interested in assisting, how can they do so?
Okay, let's take for instance, we have vessels running over Sea Bridge or Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago. And there are people that is from other nationalities working in Trinidad on these vessels. You have a lot of vessels that might be taking cargo in and out of Point Lisas, which is chartered by Trinidad and Tobago government. And there are a lot of foreigners that is working on these vessels also. Now, in the past, like when we were starting, you find when we go to Alcoa recognized they are operating in and out of Trinidad. So they used to take on the seafarers or the nationals of Trinidad and Tobago. Same thing with Alcan. A vessel may come in by Alcan, and next thing, they might be short of a man or two. They send to the SWWTU, and they will request what they need, and the union would send whoever it is that they request. These things are not happening, especially the chartered vessels that Trinidad is hiring to run our cargo in and out of Trinidad and Tobago. Before it was not like that. And we are trying our best to reach out to ministries and all the nationals to come together to get something done, because our main concern is the youths getting some employment from early age so that they will not be turned into the life of crime.
Understood. Yeah? Well, we want to thank you so much for the work that you guys are doing. Even as we wrap up our discussion this morning, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers looking on this morning?
Well, to the viewers, I would say, because a lot of Trinidad and Tobago nationals don't know the part that a seafarer plays when he's on board a vessel. Because at time, I think Mr. Malacloud had an interview, and one guy called in and say, like, what all you should do is like buy a vessel and operate it. But that is not like you taking a $20 or a $20,000 and purchasing something where you could operate, because a ship is millions of dollars, right? So we want the nationals to kind of keep an open mind that a seafarer is very important, because we operate the vessels, we bring cargo in and out of countries to whoever is needed and wherever needed. So we are very important, but it is sad to see that we are chartering vessels, working in and out of Trinidad and Tobago, and our nationals are not getting chances to go and earn an honest dollar.
Understood.
So we want the nationals to look into this, because everybody would see the little area that they might be accustomed to. We are accustomed to seafaring, and we know the part that we play. So we would like people to just be open-minded, give us an ear, give us an opportunity, so that if we do prove ourselves, then you could say, yes, we were right. If we fail, then you could condemn us if wish.
Understood. Well, you know, thank you so much for bringing that level of clarity and giving our viewers this morning some insight into what the seamen in Trinidad and Tobago are facing at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chill vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month with Caribbean Passport TV on this station.
Stay tuned for what's coming next.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true.
Oh gosh. Tobago updates. On the screen, there we go. You're home for October, carnival show. From the big stage shine to the volleyball line. We bring Tobago to the world in real time.
Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag. Anywhere you're there. Anywhere. Island love, trimming all around you. Yeah. Big thing lock on to the rhythm start.
Tobago updates. Caribbean art. Caribbean art.
My name is Carpage. I'm the head coach of St. Jago High School boys track and field team.
My name is Joseph Small. I am the head coach of the girls female program. Preparing an athlete is not just running on the track. You have the mental aspect, you have the nutrition aspect, and you have the support and the motivation. So there's a lot of factors that we have to look into, and we have to try to see how best we can deal with them as best as possible.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Step out of my dreams to my real life. This girl, I wanna know you feel like, yeah. Come closer to me, let the stars align, yeah. In the middle of the night, you bring the sunshine. Miss Lady, she have a pot on the fire, on a flame when she cooking.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
Yeah. Looking for office attire or worship apparel, then come to Tia's Classic Closet. Shopping for casual clothing or just want to dress down. Big discount, so it's you on clothing and comfortable shoes. Get some wonderful accessories to match your attire. Come to Tia's Classic Closet at 39 Montgomery Road. Opening hours daily from 9:30 to 5:30. For more information, call 710-168-99999.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me.
welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in studio and I'm joined with a man that is no stranger to us here on Tobago Updates. This morning I am chatting with the president of the Tobago chapter of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce. This morning I'm chatting with Mr. Curtis Williams, and we are chatting about the extension of the state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Chanel, and good morning to Tobago, Trinidad. I know you're viewing as well, so we are happy to be here.
Experts say that state of emergency is not an effective crime-fighting tool or strategy that should be utilized as a long-term way of dealing with crime in Trinidad and Tobago. However, we are seeing a situation where the current government is saying that Trinidad and Tobago is not yet ready to end the state of emergency, therefore hinting to the fact that in an upcoming parliamentary sitting on the 10th of June, that there will be actually a request for an extension of the state of emergency. Good morning again, and tell us a bit about where the chamber sits as it pertains to this.
Well, as the chamber sits as pertaining to the state of emergency, we have seen the extension of the state of emergency. I think this is the third time. And we are saying to ourselves, when will it end? Because the state of emergency cannot be used as a crime plan. It's a short-term measure. And then somewhere along the path, the law enforcement, the government, they must come up with some national comprehensive strategy as how to treat with crime. Because we are just using this band-aid ever so often. And I think out of our arsenal of things, state of emergency is supposed to be our last. You have martial law. So when you reach state of emergency, that's supposed to be one of our last tools that we're pulling out of that chest. And I think that it's time now the law enforcement and the police and the other agencies come together with a comprehensive plan. Through the government, there are two ministers, Minister of Defense, Minister of Homeland Security, in which they will come together and give us a comprehensive, detailed crime plan strategy to treat with the elements, the criminal elements, or the situation in Trinidad and Tobago. We, the business community, we can't wait for this state of emergency to end. In Tobago, it's not about a big hassle as compared to in Trinidad. But in Tobago, we have tourism. And just telling a guest that you are under a state of emergency, it sends a signal that is not a nice in their taste in their mouth. So hence the reason why we asking, come up. We accept the fact that you're going for an extension, but after this extension, please come up with a proper comprehensive plan to treat with crime going forward, and not
I remember during the last extension of the SOE that the Chief Secretary came out and he made a statement stating that Tobago's crime situation is quite different from that of Trinidad, and that Tobago should not necessarily have to suffer the same consequences in a situation where our crime situation isn't the same, and there needs to be, although it's a national state of emergency, tailor-made approach to how Tobago does things, particularly because of our tourism focus. And you touched on that a bit, but we have a number of activities about to take place on the island, particularly over this period. We know this is the time where we say that's the boom for Tobago tourism sector, particularly the hotels, the car rentals. They have a number of festivals that happen during this time. We see that the Tobago Heritage Festival is coming up. A number of persons come to Tobago for that. We have the Island Crashers celebrations and a number of other summertime or July, August vacation activities happening. What is the chamber suggesting as it pertains to that tailor-made approach to dealing with Tobago, even under the state of emergency?
Well, I hope that someone is listening us and someone in authority and understand how fragile Tobago is when we treat him with a state of emergency. And yes, the Chief Sec is correct in that statement that Tobago crime is totally different from Trinidad. It's a total different approach, and hence the reason why we are asking for some sort of separation in terms of how they treat with it. But because it's a national state of emergency, I don't think they can separate the island and give Tobago one thing and give Trinidad another. So we asking now, getting 3 months extension, which would carry us straight into the summer. And I think after that, I think you should end it and get a proper, detailed, comprehensive plan. Call all your different ministers, Minister of Homeland, Minister of Defense. You could even piggyback on some of the other agencies, the Chief of Defense Staff and other heads of different agencies who could come together and make this comprehensive plan, because the state of emergency is not doing good for tourism in Tobago.
Right, and we now have a secretary that is an assistant secretary actually under the office of the chief secretary in Assemblyman Nigel Tate, who kind of oversees that security component for Tobago. Do you expect to hear more coming out from him and his department on that level of tailor-made solution, or what does this extension mean for Tobago?
Well, I think both the tourism secretary and Mr. Tate, I think they're supposed to have some sort of conversation treating with Tobago as an isolated case, and rest assurance, give the assurance to the guests and the visitors that Tobago is unique, and so that they understand what's happening in this space. Whilst we're saying that, let's don't be overwhelmed and feel confident, but we have to keep up. The law enforcement and the police had to continue doing what they're doing, because just recently we had 1 and 2 little murders going on. They were all, I don't know if they were solved, but we have 1 and 2 little incidents happening, and we don't want this thing to escalate, because the criminal elements could realize that Tobago is a soft target and just decide to come across here and nest. Remember what we had in the Algar area and the Roxborough and all what was going on there with the different gangs. So we want to make sure that Tobago stay a safe place, and we continue to monitor the situation. There are so much techniques out there, and I think law enforcement, I don't know if they're sitting on the laurel or what's happening, but there are so much things in the arsenal in terms of law enforcement, technology-wise. We're talking about drone technology. We're talking about facial recognition. We're talking, these things, if you take law enforcement and dissect it a bit, I'm not an industry expert in dealing with blue-collar crime. But in white-collar crime, I'm an expert in that area. But I can give you a little insight in treating with blue-collar crime and the things that we have in our arsenal. We have talking things about DNA. We haven't updated our whole DNA and how DNA can help in crime fighting. We haven't looked at all these things. Drones could be put up there and do a lot in crime fighting. AI is playing a very active role now in crime fighting. You're looking for a vehicle number, you plug that into your software, and with the cameras around the city, if you extend on a camera network, they could find that vehicle in no time. Yeah. So we asking the law enforcement, look at all the tools that is in that bank and use them effectively. So instead of trying to push state of emergency and other hard, there are other soft things that you could do. They got to enhance law enforcement and make it more appropriate. Again, I was there at the launch just recently about the patrols, and I listened to the whole launch of the strategic directional patrol and how they're doing the patrol, and which I think is good. So you don't longer have a man go out and patrol. The patrol is take a scientific method in doing the patrols. The same way how we're doing crime fighting. It's scientific. If you don't use science and technology with the modern treating with crime fighting, then you lose. You lose already, because the bandits, the so-called bad guys, are ahead of you. And if you don't understand what's happening in their space, they're young, they're tech savvy, and we need to get that type of technology and type of people within the police service. Right? You cannot go hiring someone and then trying to make them tech savvy after that guy's about 40 years and they say, well, hey, go on a course and learn how to use a computer, go on a course and learn how to do. No. You have to hire people with the skill set before they get into the service. So when you're looking for folks to come in the service, you have to look for skilled people with that various skill set to treat with it. Because you're sending a guy 40 years now to go and study this and study that, it would not work. It definitely would not work. So the police service and the other law enforcement had to take a different approach to fighting crime. And we in the business community, we've seen it. Because we use technology in our business, and we asking the police to do the same thing. Use technology in crime fighting. The cameras, the drones, the DNA, and these things do work, and we just ask them to employ these new strategies going forward.
Understood. And you know, I've had several conversations on here with the former Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, and he speaks quite candidly about some of the tools that he would have implemented during his time as Commissioner of Police, talking about some of the satellite technology and just utilizing the technology as a means of fighting crime, and speaking to the fact that a number of those initiatives fell down after he left, and now the Trinidad and Tobago Police is in a state where there's leadership at the helm, but persons are questioning whether or not the leadership is competent enough to implement the tools and strategies needed to fight crime on the level that crime needs to be fought on. And I continue to reference the situation where I believe it was 2 years ago within the Tunapuna Piaco Corporation, where there were CCTV cameras placed along the roadways that police then identified were not state-owned cameras. These were cameras that the criminals owned. So it just goes to show that they are almost 10 steps ahead in utilizing the technology. And if we don't get on board with what you reference in terms of integrating the data with the CCTV cameras that exist, then we could definitely be a couple of years behind, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but globally. But then there's the other side of that, where persons start to kick up a fuss about personal data breaches and how safe are they if they walk around, and every time they walk, there's a camera that identifies them and things like that. So where do we draw the line between implementing technology and not being in a place where we are violating person's privacy?
Chanel, I mean, all of us travel. We've been to Miami, we've been to New York, we've even been to European. I was in Sweden for quite some time, and we talk about technology and we talk about cameras. There are cameras throughout cities, there are cameras throughout these countries, and the camera is for safety and security. So I want you to balance safety and security as to privacy, as you mentioned. The camera is not in your bathroom, it's not in your home. The camera is outside there in John Public and where we operate. And I think it's important that we understand that, and we don't put that fact that we cannot put. And I think it's time now we really work at the camera system around Tobago, enhance the camera system, even in Trinidad as well, and use that as a basis to go forward in treating with technology. Because when a crime is going to be committed, the guy goes on the crime scene. Again, if you have DNA, they must leave some evidence. Whether it's a hair, whether it's saliva, some bit of DNA must be left on that crime scene, and you could take it and analyze it. So if you have a DNA bank, fine, you're good to go. And then why is they when to get away from that crime scene, they always use a vehicle. They always travel. Whether they're going to change the number plate, and we're going to look at that technology where we talk about IF number plate and all that good stuff, but they will use a vehicle. So if you have cameras in certain strategic places around the country, you can actually see what's going on. And if you get that number plate, you can feed that information into the software, and within seconds, they can tell you where that vehicle passed, as the case may be.
Exactly.
So the forensic aspect of the crime fighting, it's there. We need to use it. We need to train people to understand it. Again, as I tell you, you have to bring people in the service with the necessary skill set and training. You cannot bring somebody into the service at that age and trying to tell them to go on it. So I think it's that they bring approach. Look for expertise within the field and bring them in as probably at inspector level, so that they will be able to at least gain some sort of respect and really put the technology to use. But you're using a normal constable and trying to get him, after he spent 10 years in traffic and this squad and that squad, to go into different squads. He just can't make it. He's not a scientist. And you're trying to get him into thinking science and say, well, yeah, I go try a thing. It don't work like that. It's not, I go try a thing. You have to have that scientific mind from day one. You have to have that skill set and understand the forensic aspect of it, and then you can train that. We talk about the forensic center that they was to upgrade and build and get the DNA bank Up to now, these things is not done. So we're hoping that the Prime Minister and all the other players could understand what the business community looks at, and instead of just trying to put a state of emergency, and again, it's just a temporary measure, let's look for a long-term measure in terms of fighting crime in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. And for the persons that are watching and wondering what type of technology it is, or what is the capabilities of this technology that we're talking about. We're talking about integrating the CCTV camera footage into data systems that are managed by AI that's capable of doing things like if you upload a photo of a person, it can show you where most likely the last place where this person has been seen in the system. So it could tell you, okay, our cameras in Crown Point recently captured a photo of this particular individual. Or if you see someone and you click on them, the system might be able to bring up a few persons who it suggests that this might be, and all their records, their driver's permit, everything that you can think about.
Yeah, and you're correct, and you have an idea of some of it, and I'm happy that at least, look, you as a layperson understands that. So you tell me law enforcement don't understand that? Come on, law enforcement, you got to do better. You definitely got to do better, and you have to understand the technologies existing. There are skilled persons out there who can use the technology to the advantage, and I want you to employ the technology in using it for crime fighting. We use it throughout. It has been used in the modern world. It's technology that I have been, my last conference I went to the States, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing technology there that we haven't even adopted some of these as yet, in even onboarding people to, for instance, like opening a bank account. We have technology will onboard you within 5 minutes to 10 minutes. We onboard you, so you'll get an account open in 5 minutes instead of that long borrowed time of taking to open up a simple thing like a bank account. And there'll be other technology that do due diligence on someone. So you have technology that can run a whole due diligence on a company and a whole due diligence on an individual in a matter of minutes, and you getting a report that is really, really sustainable and that really speaks a lot. And hence the reason why we indicated to the law enforcement and to all those out there listening us, they are technology and we can use them. But again, as I tell you must have the required skill set. You can't go out there trying to take a man out to train him into that. It takes a while, and then if you don't like it, and it takes a while. That's the same thing we do fighting white collar crime. You can't take someone to make them an industry expert and treat them with white collar crime overnight and send them on a 6-week course or send them to the FBI and do a crash course. No, it don't work like that. It will never work like that, right? And the same way you went on the crash course, you may come back and crash. So the reason I'm telling you that you need to come and study this thing like if this is your work, this is your skill set, and you get down into the basis of why people commit crime and treat with it at that stage, and not just this kind of quick course you go and then the person come back and say they're an industry expert and they can do this and they can do that. It do not work like that, Chanel. People have to understand their training and development that you need to do, and law enforcement have to understand that you're going to recruit people. You recruit people who have the desired skill set, who have the knowledge and the basis to put forward. So what you're going to do now, we're going to enhance the skills, and that will make it better. So you can't come teaching a big man, telling him to go and learn accounting. Suppose, remember, he looking for money laundering, and teaching him how to go and look for accounts, how to read a financial statement. No. He's supposed to come with a degree already in accounting or auditing. So he already have the basis, and what you're going to do now, you put in the forensic aspect of it to it, and where he will know, get the desire now and understand the fundamental and how you can navigate around money laundering, how you can navigate around fraud and all these white collar crime. It's the same thing you could do for blue collar crime.
Understood.
Definitely.
All right. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here with us this morning and bringing some of those perspectives as it pertains to the extension of the state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago from the chamber and the business perspective. And, we would have touched on a number of areas, such as the utilization of new technology to help fight crime as a real, actual strategy, instead of using the SOE and having possibly a tailor-made solution to the crime situation that is specific to Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversations after this. See you soon.
We special and there is no denying Tobago is number one. I am you and you.
your goals a reality this season with Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Tobago's choice, we got you smiling. Come and feel that mid-year feeling, oh yeah. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice. You know, every loan wants to prove more reasons to celebrate. Chance to win big, doesn't that feel great? Up to $3,500 in exciting gift certificates. Share investment starts as low as $2,500. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, let your goals grow. Whoa. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice, you know.
Yeah. Looking for office attire or worship apparel, then come to Tia's Classic Closet. Shopping for casual clothing or just want to dress down. Big discount, so waits you on clothing and comfortable shoes. Get some wonderful accessories to match your attire. Come to Tia's Classic Closet at 39 Montgomery Road. Opening hours daily from 9:30 to 5:30. For more information, call 710-168-9999999.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chill vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month with Caribbean Passport TV on this station.
Stay tuned for what's coming next.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true.
Oh gosh, Tobago updates. On the screen, there we go. You're home for October, Carnival show. From the big stage shine to the rabbit hole line. We bring Tobago to the world in real time.
Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag. Anywhere you're there. Island love trimming all around you. Picking lock on to the rhythm start.
Tobago updates, Caribbean art.
My name is Carpage. I'm the head coach of St. Jago High School boys track and field team.
My name is Joseph Small. I am the head coach of the girls female program. Preparing an athlete is not just running on the track. You have the mental aspect, you have the nutrition aspect, and you have the support and the motivation. So there's a lot of factors that we have to look into, and we have to try to see how best we can deal with them as best as possible.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning we are chatting with the winner of the Anchor Bar and Grill Karaoke Star Search. This morning I have the privilege of sitting and chatting in studio with Mr. Jeremy Stewart. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me, and good morning to Tobago.
All right, Jeremy, thank you for being here with us this morning. Tell us a bit about your experience being a part of that Karaoke Star Search and what would have led to that big win for you.
The experience in being in the Karaoke Star Search was, I wouldn't say anything new to me. If persons know me, they know that I am a local entertainer. Music is a part of my life. So preparing for it wasn't anything strange, but I would say it was a bit tricky, challenging at some times. I think it really boils down to the different categories that they had during all the other nights of the competition, and trying to capitalize on what I know I can do very well, and even at the same time improve on things that I know I needed to come out on top. It was a very difficult challenge because I had some very stiff competition,
right?
Very, very stiff competition, but in the end, I think all the work that I put in and the advice that I got from my friends and supporters definitely helped me come out on top.
Right. Tell us a bit about the response from the crowd and how would that have fueled your performance?
Oh, the crowd response was amazing every single night. I think persons really looked forward to hearing the local talent, and it was very spontaneous in the sense where even when they had their wildcard segments and persons would have come out from the crowd at that very moment and joined the competition, and we even had someone that came from Trinidad every week to be a part of the competition, and the crowd was always very receptive, always very respectful, and they definitely made it easy for persons to, come forward with their talent.
Right. And tell us a bit about choosing the song that you chose when you sang in the competition. Is it that you really sat and deliberated on what you wanted to offer? Tell us a bit about that part of it.
I think especially when it comes to competition, it is very important what you choose to do with your talent. Yeah. And people think that singing might seem easy, but it is very difficult or technical right down to your song selection. And it's very important because you want to be able to choose a song that you are able to perform, that is comfortable in key, that is comfortable in range, things that you would be able to showcase your full vocal skill set on. And it was a very, very, very tedious task every week trying to find a song in every genre that would suit me, like even for the finals, because reggae is, such a broad genre, and then dancehall, even though I appreciate good music in all genres, some I don't know very well. So the dancehall was probably like the most challenging one for me to have to learn in time for. But I think overall I executed to the best of my abilities and I won.
Right. Were you expecting to win during the finals? Did you feel like you had the crowd support that said to you that you won, or were you quite surprised?
No, I thought I was beat. Honestly. Because it isn't my first time participating in karaoke, and even against some persons that were in the competition, the second place runner-up, Miss Rolda, I would have sang alongside her. I would have also competed against her in other karaoke competitions, and I think for sure this might be the first time that I ever came out on top. And it was honestly very shocking because, especially considering crowd response and the overall experience, like being there in the moment, I did not expect to win. Definitely did not expect to win, but
Right. Would you be participating in similar competitions again if they come up on the island?
Possibly. I honestly was not made. Well, I didn't see this competition for myself. It was actually sent to me by a lot of persons, and when I finally decided to enter, it was the day before the competition actually started. I definitely will not be opposed to joining another competition if the opportunity arises.
Understood. And this one has been a good one for you, and a lot of support. A lot of persons came out, congratulated you, and just expressed how much they enjoyed your performance. Is there anyone who particularly played a key role in your participation during this competition that you want to take the time to recognize right now?
So there isn't any one person I would like to recognize, but there is actually a group of persons who would have supported me from the get-go. And I just want to shout out to all of my good friends, Alvet and Ashel, and my friends Keanu and so forth. All these persons that I've called would have been there when I struggled in the moments to choose the right song, or even as simple as getting to the venue, because if anyone knows, I come from Palatavia, so traveling from country to go to Anchors in Mount Irvin, it wasn't easy all the time. So in very little ways, but very meaningful ways, they helped me, and I want to thank them publicly very much for being my support system in that time.
Excellent. And even as we wrap up the discussion this morning, is there anything that you want to say to our viewers looking on?
I want to say thank you guys for your support throughout every venture that I would have had, in all the spaces that I would have definitely participated in, and even for this Karaoke Star Search, I can't say that I don't feel the support, I don't feel the love. Yeah, although there were some people who didn't think I should have won, but it is all a part of it, and I want to say thank you to everyone who supported the venture. Thank you to Anchors, because they were very the hospitality was very good. Yeah, they made sure that we were taken care of, and the execution was very good. And I want to say thank you to Tobago once again. Yeah.
Excellent. So we want to thank you so much for being here this morning. And again, we want to congratulate you for winning that Karaoke Star Search in connection or powered by Tobago Updates in collaboration with Anchor Bar and Grill. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end off our discussions this morning. We want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people